Welcome back friends, this is video number 2 in this tutorial series on Tinkercad. I am Lokesh Kumar, 3D printing expert, and in this second video on Tinkercad we are going to cover a lot of things related to shape manipulation, adjustments and scribbling, text, etc. We are going to cover mainly this whole panel full of shapes here and also look at other things subsequently in the video. Now let me drag out one basic shape cube onto my work plane. Now you see, as soon as I dragged it onto my work plane, there is a panel which popped out. This panel is called as shape panel. Now here the name of the object is written, that is box. Adjacent to the box there is an arrow key. If I press it, the shape panel box will be hidden. If I click it, it will be visible. Let me little bit zoom out to show you some functions. Now you can see here there is one triangle here and there are some white dots and also there are black dots on the mid faces of the cube. So these white dots will be called as white nodes and black dots will be called as black nodes. Now let us look at each of their function. Let me click fit view to focus on the box. Now when you click on black dot, let me click here. Let us little bit zoom out and click on black dot. You can see here dimension is coming 20, and if I click here on black dot, you can see my dimension along y-axis is coming 20. Now if I click on white dot, you can see dimensions become visible in both x and y. I have to click on this and you can see. So you can adjust these dimensions either by clicking on here and putting in any random value and then press tab to go to the addition of next value. Here also I put 30. So you can see I have increased the dimension in both x and y simultaneously. Now if I click on this white node, only one dimension is visible. Again if I click on this, let me change this to 40. So this is change. Let me little bit zoom out. Also there is another ways. You can press and hold to this white node and just adjust the shape. You don't have to put value manually, rather you can adjust it automatically by dragging it in and out. So when you press on white node, you can see dimension changing in two directions. Similarly, if you press on any black node and you try to drag it, you see only in one direction the dimension of box is changing. So this was what is the function of this black node and white node. Also there is other things that you can do. If you press alt plus black node, you will see dimension will change from the center. Are you noticing the difference? Only when you press black node and you change, this one face is changing its face, but when you press alt in addition to the black node, you can see both direction your value of dimension is changing. Similarly for node, if you press alt and hold the left mouse button and try to decrease, dimension is changing in two directions from two sides with respect to center. Now another thing is, if you press shift and click on white node, the shape will change in multiple direction from all sides. The whole object will scale according to the dimension which your mouse cursor will determine. Now if you press Alt plus Shift plus click on the left mouse button, it will lock it to the center. See this. If you press Alt, press Shift on your keyboard, now it is locked in the center, and you can change the dimension and scale it accordingly. This cone which I showed you earlier, if you click on this, let me wrap this box up. Let me click on the triangle, little bit zoom out. Yeah, now it's okay. Now if I click on this triangle, you can see here the box is lifted in Z direction. Either you can click on this manually and put a random value, or you can just click D to drop it back. So on top also, this white node on top is to adjust the height. You can do it manually, or you can just drag it up and down as per your wish. I keep it 20 only. So this was about height. One more thing here, when you click on the object, you can see these bi-directional arrows coming in. So this is rotation. Let me go to fit view and close this box. If I click on this and I try to rotate it, just look at the cursor of my mouse is inside the blue circle, and you can see the red shade is coming. So each red shade is equivalent to 22.5 degree. So since this cursor is inside this blue circle, the motion is only 22.5 degree. Let me go back. Now if I click again and little bit zoom out, so much so that this time when I click on rotation, I keep the cursor of my mouse outside the blue highlighted circle. You can see now I can move in 1 degree each, 34 degree, 36 degree, 37, 38, 39, 40. You can see I am moving in 1 degree each rotation. So if your cursor is inside, it will move in 22.5 degrees. Multiple, if it is outside, it will move in 1 degree rotation. So this you have to keep in mind. Now same goes for here. This is vertical circle rotation. Now if you click inside, it will rotate by, each rotation will be equivalent to 22.5 degrees. But if you rotate it from outside, each will be equivalent to 1 degree each. Now once you have rotated your object into vertical plane, just remember when you click on the object, when you click on black node in your this orientation, this dimension is not the length or breadth of the object, rather it is showing the height of object as a whole. If I click on white node, you can see this 34.24 is not the side of the object, but not the dimension of the side of object, but the size of the object, what it occupies as a net in the given work plane. Now moving on to next, we are going to see some options in the box. Let me orient the box to its original shape onto the work plane. Now if I open this box, you can see there is radius. Let me make it fit view. Now if I increase the radius, you can see what is happening. The pointed edges of the box has been smoothened out. Let me right click the mouse and change view. You see this. If I increase the radius, all the pointed edges are getting reduced. If I increase radius to maximum, it becomes a complete sphere. So I keep it at 0. Now here steps are 10. If I decrease the steps, what will happen? It may not be visible to you. Just wait for a minute. Now if we come in front view and we click on steps, are you seeing what is happening? Let me take it to the top view. So in top view you can see when I click steps adjust the points on the outer edge at which angle changes and how many of them are there. It is allotted to this radius curve which is changing here. Let me give some radius here. Since there is no radius, that's why we are not able to see it completely. Now let me keep this much radius and let me increase the steps. So see this, when I increase the radius to some certain value of 4.25, you can see what has happened. Now if I increase steps, you see how this number of steps at which the value of change of angle changes is increasing continuously. In a way you can see steps allotted to the radius curve is smoothing out by just adjusting the steps. Now here if I again make the radius 0, that won't be much effect of steps won't be visible because there is no radius curve. Now next option is length, which we have already seen. You can increase the length or you can manually do it by hitting on the white and black node, or you can increase the height. Now in this shape panel, if I go to a home view and let me reduce the height. Now if I come to this option called as solid, I click this, you see there are two options, presets and custom. In presets you have multiple colors. If whichever color you want your object to have, you can click on that and your object will change its color to that color. Blue. If I want it, let us put it yellow. Here it's yellow. Now in the same way there is custom color. In presets there are other option called as transparent. If you click on transparent, the whole body will have yellow color but a transparent yellow. This option is generally used when you are designing something complex in which there are multiple shapes which are stacked over one and another, like they are put up over each other. So you have to sometimes see what lies below, what lies above. That's when transparent color is used. This multicolor we will use later. This option is enabled when you have two objects grouped together. Grouping I will cover later, but let me just show you. If I bring this cone here, it is touching, and I select these two objects and I press group. You see both the objects have become same colored purple. Now here if I go and press on multicolor, two objects which are interacting with each other, they will retain their individual colors before grouping. That is the purpose of multicolor. You don't have to worry about this now. I will do it later. At the same time, you can see this option whole. Let me say I select this object and I make it whole. What will happen is both are grouped together, so it will vanish out. We can do it later. Later we will see. For the time being, let us remove back to solid. We will ungroup this and drag it back here. Now we will move on to see cylinder. What are the options? Let us go in the back view here. So if we click on cylinder and let us press F key on the keyboard, let us zoom in, you can see these faces, parallel faces. These are sides, 1, 2, third side, fourth side. Now if I increase the sides, you can see the number of these parallel lines are increasing. Now if I press bevel, you will observe the difference. It is smoothing out the edges here, and here there are segments. If I increase the segments, then here you can see the difference. Observe the difference which is happening to individual parallel lines. So like this you can play around and see different objects. I will drag around some more objects onto my work plane. Let me go to my home view. One more thing is, when you select an object and in the same solid panel, there is something called as custom. This circle is called as color wheel. If you press anywhere on this wheel, there will be a color, and the square which you see inside is used to change the tone of that color. Whether you make it light or dark, that you can do from here. So adjusting both color wheel as well as square, you can have any color that you want your body to possess. And next to the color wheel, you can see here there is a option called as hex and hash, which means hexadecimal value. Every color has a particular hexadecimal value which you can manually input here. You don't have to remember. For that, what you can do is you can install an extension called as color eyedropper. So if you go on your Google Chrome search bar and press color dropper for Chrome and click on this link, I will share this in the comment section in description box below. So here if you press on add to Chrome and add extension, this extension will be automatically added to the Chrome. Now if we go back to our original window and we look for color dropper here, it is downloading. So if you pin your extension that you have downloaded color dropper onto your pin bar, you can see it here. If you click this color eyedropper, and you click anywhere on your screen, whatever color you have clicked on, see this value is coming here. So if I click on my color dropper here and I click anywhere on the screen and I select that, you can see a hexadecimal copy value has been copied. Let me show you again. I click on this. See, the value is changing on the top left corner. Let me say this purple. In top right corner you can see it is showing hash 85529A. Now if I click this, it has been copied. I will go to my solid and let me select this box. Let me go to solid. Let me go to here and press Ctrl V. That is pasted here, and press enter. You will see the color of the box is changed to the value of the color purple which I had selected using color dropper onto my screen. Let me bring this paraboloid onto the work plane. Now this paraboloid which you see here, it has got only option of steps. Let me press F key. Now on F key you can see I can adjust the number of steps. How you can see the value is changing, number of steps value is changing onto the object. There is nothing else here. If I choose, let us say something else, this heart, if I choose, let me drag it here and place it adjacent to this paraboloid. This also has, let us go to home view. The heart also don't have anything to adjust. So like this you can choose different shapes and play around. See, during your learning, don't restrict yourself. There is nothing to hide here. All you have to is learn. Click this white node, sides will be adjusted in two directions. Like this, you can play around with different shapes which are present on here. Also, there are different, I am in basic shapes. You can go to design starters and choose other things, like you can choose letters and numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6 A B C D E. You can choose geometric figures. So like this, you can explore the shape panel on the right side of your screen. Now we will move on to look to more options like Scribble. This is very good option in Tinkercad, which I really appreciate. Let me click on Scribble and bring it onto work plane. Now here you can draw whatever you want in whatever shape you want with the help of your mouse. I want you to press bell icon on my channel, so I will make a bell. So this is the bell icon which I have made. I want all of you to subscribe and press the bell icon for latest updates. So whenever you make a scribbling figure, its preview appears onto the top right corner of your screen. Here there is undo, there is redo. This is the drawing option which we have chosen. This is eraser if you want to erase anything. Like this, you can explore draw shape, erase with shape. You want to erase something, just take it and erase it. And if I click on the option done here on the bottom right, you will see the whole object appear onto my work plane. Let me go to home view and see how it looks. Let me go to the top view. This is bell icon. Now this is text here. Let me bring the text onto my work plane. Let me place it next to the bell icon. Now here in text, you can type anything that you want. I will type in subscribe. You can adjust the font here, whichever font you want. I will put it multi-language only. And you can also adjust the height of this subscribe. From here, if I increase, the height will increase. If I decrease, the height will decrease. And here there is bevel segments, which I have already covered for the cube. I believe you must have understood. So what I will do is, I will just hold the white node and little bit decrease its size and press it here, keep it here. Let me move a cube little bit down. Let me bring this bell icon. So guys, this is all for today. If you like this video tutorial, please subscribe to our channel and press on bell icon, and also please show your love by liking our video. I hope all of you are learning well. We will be bringing few more tutorials to cover Tinkercad in total. I want all of you to make best use of this tutorial and start tinkering with Tinkercad on your computer system and start playing with basic shapes. Please like us and follow us on Instagram and other social media accounts mentioned in the description box below. Thank you.